In this video, I'll try to find the length of the longest subsequence in an array. The first thing, the input is an array of integers, and the output is only the longest subsequence. The consecutive numbers don't have to be adjacent, so you see here, I could go 3, 4, 5, even though they're not adjacent. But numbers do have to be in a certain order, so it cannot go 3, 10, 7, because that's not in certain order. When the input is 7, 3, 5, 10, 4, the output is 3, because 3, 4, 5 are consecutive numbers, and the length of that is 3. So the output would be 3, because that is the longest length of consecutive subsequence. And for another example, when the input is 3, 7, 10, 12, the output is 1, because there is no consecutive numbers. And each number is 1, so we'll return 1, because max is 1. But now I'll give them overview. For every number in the array, it wants to find out all the consecutive numbers for that. For example, when the input is 7, 3, 5, 10, 4, the minimum is 3, the maximum is 7, and the maximum is 10. At 3, the number can only go up. 3's next number is 4, and 4's next number is 5. So for 3, it will be 3, and at 4, its next consecutive number can be 3 or 5, because they're both only 1 away from 4. But how easy to find out the next consecutive number? It will keep a hash of all the numbers and track consecutive number count. For example, when for 7, 3, 5, 10, 4, 7 has 1 because there are no consecutive numbers for 7. 3 has 3 because it has 4 and 5. So 3, 4, 5 is 3. 5 has 3 because it's 3, 4, 5 is 3, and 5 is part of 3, 4, 5. And 10 has 1 because it has no consecutive numbers, and 4 has 3 because 4 has 3 and 5 as both consecutive numbers, and so that has 3. So the output would be 3 because the longest length, hash value in this hash is 3. Function longest consecutive subsequence 16 above a, which in this case is 7, 3, 5, 10, 4. It initializes h to be nothing and min and max to be a0. And then it will for loop through a, and so if it's smaller than min, then it will make that as a min because that is the smallest it's found so far. And if it's bigger than max, I'll make that the max because that's the biggest they found. And it'll add every number to the hash and make every number start off with 1 because every number has a length of 1. Once it leaves that loop, we'll go into this for loop, and then it'll make t v minus 1. And so when v is 7, 7 is not minimum, so it'll go into this while loop, but 6 is not in the hash, so it'll break out the while loop. And then it'll go in this while loop because 7 is not max, but 8 is not in the hash, so it'll break out the while loop. When v is 3, 3 is the minimum, so it cannot decommit anymore, because there is no number smaller than it, because it's the minimum, so it will not go into the while loop. But 3 is not max, so it will go into this while loop, because 4 is smaller than max, will go in, and 4 is in hash, so increment 3's hash value to 2, and 4 is not max, so it will go in the while loop again, and 5 is smaller than max, so it will go into the while loop again. 5 is in the hash, so increment 3's hash value to 3, because 5 is in the hash, and then 5 is not max, and 6 is smaller than max, but 6 is not in the hash, so I'll leave the while loop. So now, 3's hash value is 3. And 5 is when v is 5, 5 is not the minimum, and 4 is bigger than minimum, so I'll go in the while loop. 4 is in the hash, so increment 5's hash value to 2. Because 4 is not minimum, and 5 is bigger than minimum, 3 is in hash, so then 5's hash value is 3. But 3 is min, so I'll break out the while loop. 10 is not min, but 9 is not in the hash, so I'll break out the while loop. And because 10 is maximum, it will not go into the other while loop. 4 is not the minimum, and 3 is in hash, so I'll increment 4's hash value. And then 3 is the minimum, so we'll leave the while loop. And 5 is not max, and 6 is smaller than max, so I'll go into this while loop. And 5 is in hash, so I'll increment 4's hash value to 3. And 6 is not in the hash, so it'll break. Yeah, this part of the code will initialize length to be 0, and then I'll go through h, and it'll find the longest hash value, and the biggest hash value because every time it finds something bigger, it'll make that the biggest it's found until it goes to the end. By the time it's at the end, it's looking at everything, so it'll have the biggest, and then we'll return that. And so in this case, the biggest is 3, so the output is 3, the end.